How one man nearly ruined parkour. Thanks for the bits, Tango. How one man nearly destroyed parkour.
In 2020, parkour has become a booming economy. Now, more than ever, athletes are setting up clothing brands, self-funding their own films, creating parkour-specific shoes,
I forgot about the ghost guide.
and
My bad.
hosting major events.
Thanks for the bits, Jerry.
However, this hasn't always been the case, and one man alone nearly destroyed the entire parkour economy. In this video, we're going to explore the strange story of
Don't know what that
urban
means,
freeflow,
few, but all right.
and how the meteoric rise of this one-stop shop for parkour and freerunning took a dark turn.
Why are Spanish captions on? Because I'm looking out for the
year
Spanish
was
viewers.
2003.
You're welcome.
A short documentary by the name of Jump London was released.
Got a
on
big
Channel 4
Spanish-speaking community
on the
in here.
9th of September. For the first time, the world was shown the art of parkour on their TV
Oh, hey!
Of fate.
Fuck yeah, thank you for the raid, Ant. Hope you had a wonderful stream.
Waiting for you, friends.
Wow, sweet, thank you for that. Welcome. We're watching something about how a dude fucked parkour or something. I don't know. Thank you. Hope you've been well.
Athletic men
Thanks for the
leaping
bits,
across
butter.
the roofs of London like superheroes. It was
Thank you,
every
Ant.
13-year-old lad's wet dream. In unison, every young boy of the nation put down their Pokemon cards and head outside to replicate what they saw in the
Goddamn
short
right.
1-hour documentary. Quick to notice the potential untapped gold mine that came along
Parkour
one man,
was so cool.
Paul Corky,
Who?
better known as Easy Styler. Because, well, back in 2003, you weren't a real parkour athlete or
Tracer.
unless you had a cool parkour name. In fact, we kind of struggle with the word parkour,
That's a cool
so we
photo.
got renamed to freerunning. But let's not get into that right now. Let's get back to Easy Styler. The former boxer saw the rising fad-like status of parkour and instantly recognized the opportunity to generate money from the
Oh, is this the guy who like grabbed onto the
goal for him
moving
was
car?
to replicate the skateboarding business model
Like,
of sponsored
ruined his
athletes,
career from it?
videos, and clothing. Within the same year of Jump London being released, Easy established Urban Free Flow, also known as UF. Easy was a hard-working, smart, and very ruthless businessman. With his quick-moving and forward-thinking attitude, Urban Free Flow very quickly became the biggest and most prominent group within the scene at the time. As the rapid growth of parkour accelerated, so did Urban Free Flow. However, this wasn't to last.
I think this is the guy.
As the corporate structure of the group was compromised in 2005 when
we
Companies
watched Channel
House
5
dissolved
earlier.
Urban Free Flow for failing to properly file their accounts and pay the correct taxes. Ouch.
Rough.
Easy's gold mine was quickly slipping from his hands. He was no longer able to trade under the name Urban Free Flow, the very thing that he'd spent the last 2 years of his life grafting on. His hard work growing his brand was all about to go to waste. That was until one sleepless night when Easy had a eureka moment.
Change the
What
name.
if, instead of Urban Free Flow, we call ourselves Urban Free Flow?
Oh, fuck, that's nuts.
No, you didn't hear that wrong. Easy literally put a space in between the word free flow and then metaphorically Kong-vaulted the hurdle that was placed in his way. After an awkward conversation
Damn,
with his previous
genius.
business partner, Mark Torok, or his cool parkour name was M2, Easy was set to dominate the parkour industry, and this time he didn't need to cut the check 2 ways. UrbanFreeFlow.com was, at this point, a well-established website, with many, potentially hundreds of thousands of users, mainly known by its popular parkour forum. And for the young bucks out there, a forum is a place where, you know, cool, old-school
Oh, that
freerunners with
hairstyle.
mohawks would go and argue about parkour and freerunning are actually different sports. Anyway,
Some 41
when
shit.
the time was right, Easy would pull out his final trump card and place it on the table. That trump card came in the form of t-shirts, more specifically the Glyph t-shirt. This was the most
I don't
popular
recognize
and
that.
famous shirt in the parkour community. Everyone would wear it. Easy was very smart in the way that he kept his costs down. Easy would bulk buy very cheap t-shirts. He would then go to a warehouse in China and have them create a sticker that he could heat press onto the shirts in his garage by himself. This effectively
That must
cost him
have been so
next to nothing,
fucking boring.
and the markup on these shirts were incredibly high. The glyph, or glyph, I can never remember how you're meant to say it, transcended Urban Free Flow. The glyph itself became a symbol of parkour and freerunning. Every freerunner would wear a t-shirt with the glyph logo on it, probably also a hoodie, a pair of tracksuits, and a wristband. Some would even go as far as to get a tattoo. And I'm not even joking. When I Google Urban Free Flow tattoo, I got more relevant search results when I searched parkour tattoo. That's how much the symbol meant to the parkour community.
Yeah, it is Forbes.
In Urban Free Flow's golden age, which you could say was anywhere between 2006 to 2011, Urban Free Flow provided the freerunning community with a place that they could all go.
Another cult?
And geek out
They weren't really
parkour.
cult-like. They just
Urban
did
Free
cool
Flow
shit.
did everything
Parkour
for
was
the
awesome.
community. They hosted the Freerunning World Cup that was sponsored by Barclays, which was filmed and shown on the BBC. They created a magazine with incredible stories of parkour from all around the world and places you never knew would have even heard about parkour.
Still
They
is.
showcased
I haven't
the
watched
best
in a while. It
athletes
probably
from
still
around
is.
the world, the best spots, the best photography. They did
Praise
it
the
all,
Prem Splinky.
and they did it well. When YouTube became a thing, Urban Free Flow were very quick to create the now infamous Glyph Media in 2007. And this channel was filled with endless, consistent content about parkour. It was great. And then came sponsorship. Easy created the Urban Free Flow team. The team was made up of the best
Raid
athletes
Shadow
in the world,
legends.
whose names would go on to be some of the most memorable personalities in parkour history. To be in the Urban Free Flow team was the most revered badge an athlete of the time could wear. So, in came the sponsorship submission tapes. Every kid wanted to be the next UFF star, as it was made out to be so glamorous. As parkour grew, so did mainstream attention, and so too did the
Was
marketing
Urban
appeal for
Free
companies,
Flow
particularly
behind
movies and
Urban
television.
Ninja?
Parkour
Did they produce
was a way
that?
to make your product or film stand
I
out
remember that
from
one
the
really
rest, at a time
transcended
that
the
no one
internet for a
else was
minute.
utilizing it. And with Urban Free Flow being the first Google search result you would
They
get
did
when you
not.
type the
Oh.
word parkour, Easy was in the money. Along with sales from his incredibly successful clothing, Easy had finally achieved the gold mine he had so long been searching for. Videos would pop up constantly of the behind the scenes of these film shoots, parkour performance
There's a prime
trips,
burn.
famously the Dubai ice cream video that has sadly since been removed, which was practically a movie of their all expense paid trip to perform parkour in Dubai. The Urban Free Flow team were living like stars, or so it seemed.
Hey,
As
sleep
more
well,
and more work
ostrich.
came Easy's way and more athletes were at Easy's disposal, Easy realized the power he held in this incredibly niche industry. If you wanted a free runner to work with you, you went to Easy. If you wanted to work as a free runner, you went to Easy. Easy held the parkour world in his hands. And for a while it worked. Easy would take young lads with incredible parkour skills and offer them to work in blockbuster films or on television.
Seems
This
like
was
a good
every
deal.
16-year-old's dream. Everyone was happy. That was until Easy started to realize the power that he held. Easy quickly started to notice he was the sole arbiter of parkour work. People didn't have an option to work unless it was through him.
Does he even
And
do
just how
parkour?
glamorous
Does
it
Easy
looked to
actually
be in the
participate?
Urban Free Flow team, Easy started to realize he provided athletes with more value than they brought in. Or at least so he thought. But this couldn't last forever. Before I get into that, I want to speak a little on Easy. From conversations I've had with former UFF members, I learned that there was a day that everything changed for Easy. Easy was described by most as a positive, happy-go-lucky person. People looked up to him, and they genuinely liked him. But that all changed overnight. Easy, just like anyone else who trained the sport, loved parkour. Until he had
What
an
a
accident
prank.
during the filming of Jump Britain. Easy swung off a tree branch, missed the landing, and he landed on his head. He fractured his skull and he perforated his eardrum.
Oof.
In that instant, everything changed for Easy. People noticed this in his attitude. He became very nervous to do jumps. He had
I
stopped
imagine.
training parkour.
I
the
also
old
imagine.
Easy was gone.
Well, I mean, for good
One
reason.
of the
yeah,
original
could've
members,
died.
John Kerr, or some will remember him
don't
as
blame him.
Kirby. He has provided me a large amount of information on this story, so many thanks to him for that. As I mentioned, Easy held the keys to parkour stunt work. However, after Jump Britain was aired, John was contacted by a film company to go and do stunt work for a film being shot in Romania. Easy grew worried that athletes might
resub
skip
Sniper
over
Wolf.
him as a middleman, and then go on to create their own contacts in the film
True
industry
Forbes.
and not need him anymore. So, Easy declined the job for John.
Which are the
due to
subtitles?
this
I
fear.
don't know, man.
John,
Wrong by
who
default.
rightfully so was very annoyed, went behind Easy to contact the film crew directly and committed to working on the film. Easy then went a step further and demanded a cut of John's money as an agent fee, despite previously declining the work for him. Regardless, the film went ahead. One night whilst on the shoot in Romania, the studio called John into the office saying that Easy had been in contact, saying that all the payment to John needs to go through Easy. This was the final straw for John, and roughly in 2007, he left Urban Free Flow. This was the beginning of the end of Urban Free Flow. Tensions were rising between Easy and the many talented athletes who increasingly felt they didn't actually need to be in the Urban Free Flow team to earn money in the sport. At least 3 times it was found that Easy was taking roughly between 70 and 90% of the money athletes were being paid for jobs. As I'm sure you can tell, that is a very high cut for an agent. There were a number of instances when athletes would see Easy taking something like £9,000 or £12,000 out of the athlete's performance fee. Plus, on top of that, Easy would also charge his own personal fee for the work. There was only so long that this could
I've
go
seen
on.
that a lot. Hold on. I don't mean to blue ball you. What does Dana White take of fighters' pay? I see that so much. It's become like a big meme. What does Dana White get? It's got to be a fucking ton. Okay, everyone's giving me different answers. I'll look. I don't even know why I'm asking. Twitch chat. Dana White not only gets all their money, he also gets their wives. Let me see. Let's see. Well, I found his net worth. That's not what I even Googled. People immediately put that there. Maybe I typed this in wrong. I just want to see what his cut is. Dana White. I know they don't get paid dick for the UFC. Let's try that. I'm having a hard time finding this. Thanks to the gift sub Cleaton and the Prime Grim. Okay, I can't find it. UFC total payout was 1.8 mil for fighters, and pay-per-view just bumped up to $74.99. UFC 270's total payout was 1.8 mil for the fighters. How many people were on the card? Oh, actually, don't even tell me. I just found it. That was one of the top stories. I just needed to scroll down. Francis got paid $600K in his win over... who did he fight? Damn, I'm not getting the whole article. I got their payouts. Francis made 600. Cyril Gain got 500. Davison got 150, Brandon got 200, and then under that it's 12K, 50, 60, 20, 40, 40, 20, 20, 12, 10. Wow. That is alarmingly low for a professional sport, especially one that makes the kind of money UFC makes. Dana White has a net worth of 500 mil. And Dana White makes that, I'm assuming, mainly through the UFC buys. That's garbage. Have the fighters tried, like, fighting back? Like, hey, Dana, can you take your cock out of my butt? I'd like more pay. Have they tried, like, a negotiation or, like a fucking union? I don't even know what it would be. Something? Why would they? Because they're making peanuts for CTE. Boxers make significantly more than that. No one gives a fuck about boxing. Who's a tier 1 blunted and resub gory?
Before Easy's empire would crumble. No one I spoke to was quite able to estimate how much Easy might have made. However, I do have this one quote.
I have no idea. No idea how much UF made. I know that he managed to buy a Scarface mansion, in his own words, in Australia. You know, one with a massive hallway and spiral stairs either side of it when you come in.
However, some estimate that he could have made more than £1 million sterling. After 2 years of leaving, John decided to rejoin. Was it the Urban Free Flow family,
Aw.
the memories, the nostalgia? Who knows?
It was
Most
the Glyph
people you speak
t-shirts.
to who did train back in those days, they would speak very highly of the time that Urban Free Flow was at the top. It really had a community feeling, provided a worldwide family for these oddball kids who spent their time jumping on walls. And despite the management of the team, they really did make an incredible platform. In 2009, the second Barclaycard World Freerunning Championship took place. This was a momentous occasion. Broadcasted live on BBC Three, it had celebrity presenters. The event had approximately 8,000 people in the stands watching,
go.
and 25 of the top parkour athletes in the world. After an intense competition of cheesy parkour moves and handstands and stuff you'll never see people do these days, the winner was Tim Sheaf.
What?
Tim
How's that
Sheaf
cheesy?
later
That's
turned into
cool.
a figurehead for the vegan movement. He then quit parkour to solely focus on veganism.
Oh.
He then quit veganism to solely focus. Well, I don't really know what he does now, but that may be a video for another time. However, most importantly, Tim won. And in a symbolic gesture, Tim ripped off his bright yellow Urban Free Flow shirt and threw it into the crowd.
Oh,
And
Steven.
with that, effectively marked the end of Urban Free Flow.
Oh.
When Tim did that, he was making a statement. He felt he no longer needed Urban Free Flow, and he could go at it on his own. And he wasn't wrong.
Is that what
Almost
it was?
half of the original Urban Free Flow team left with him. This was a massive blow, and practically took most of the team from EZ. Tim Sheaf, along with other ex-Urban
fucked.
Free Flow members, as well as some other very high-level parkour athletes, went on to create Storm Freerun. At this point, EZ and Urban Free Flow were quickly becoming the laughing stock of the sport. Not only were many athletes copyright claiming the videos that Urban Free Flow had re-uploaded, but Stora, the now biggest parkour team on the planet, they aimed their sights
know
on
them.
not just Urban Free Flow, but EZ in particular.
These are Prime Groovy and the Reset Tungsten.
What are you filming? Huh? I guess not. You carry on being a fucking...
As a last-ditch effort for Urban Free Flow to stay relevant, they hosted the now infamous Freerunning World Series in 2011. This was to be an online competition that athletes from around the world would send their best submission tapes
That
to
was
win
cool.
the Freerunning World Series. What happened next was probably the funniest memory in freerunning history. Led by Callum Powell, whose video was unfortunately taken down due to copyright claims, the entire freerunning community took the piss out of the competition. Everyone was submitting parody submission tapes. To put it bluntly, the Freerunning World Series was an absolute failure for Urban
That's
Free
gotta
Flow.
hurt though. Why
Topped
do
off
that
by
for a
Star
parody?
hosting a Freerunning World Series
Jesus.
results video in which
That put me in
Easy
a
Styler
hospital.
himself interrupts the whole thing and kicks off.
That just about wraps it up for two.
What the fuck are you doing? I make the shots around here. I'm bored and I'm a...
Ah, the good old days. The real results for the Freerunning World Series were never actually announced, and Urban Free Flow pretty much at that point disappeared into obscurity. Oh, how the mighty fall. It truly was an end of an era. More and more smaller teams were starting to pop up and gain traction, and UFF had disappeared.
Rest in
Easy
peace.
Styler tried to later rebrand the YouTube channel Glyph Media into a fitness/bodybuilding platform called FlexStem. It gained little traction and quietly slipped off the face of the earth. It seemed this was it for Easy Styler. That was until a number of years later when this newspaper article emerged.
Damn rough.
You see, Easy was a very talented photographer, and since the demise of Urban Free Flow, he then went into fitness photography. After many years of the parkour world wondering,
Easy tier
whatever
one butter.
happened to Easy? Well, the question was answered. I don't want to make any opinion-based comments on this, I will only quote what the article tells me. Paul Charles Corky, who is well known in the fitness photography industry, was found guilty at Kingston Crown Court in August of 1 count of digital penetration and 1 count of sexual touching. Easy was then
What is-
jailed for 2 years, placed on a sex offenders
is
list
digital
and banned from
penetration?
acting as a professional photographer without supervision for 10 years. Assuming that
What
Paul
is
served
that?
his full term in prison, he would have been released 2 years from the release of this video.
Oh,
So
digital
back
as in
2018.
finger. Oh,
His
oh.
website paulcorky.com no longer exists. Urban Free Flow, the
Oh,
brand, was later bought
gotcha.
by Jason Paul and members of Ashigaru, whose last update was in 2018 saying that they're all too busy to continue the Urban Free Flow project. What was left of their YouTube channel, Glyph Media, still exists, and I would thoroughly recommend you go and check that out. And whatever happened to Easy or Paul, well, no one quite knows. Maybe he's living in his supposed Scarface mansion.
He's probably doing just fine.
Many thanks for watching this video. I've been wanting to make a video telling
didn't
this
nearly
incredible story
destroy
for quite
parkour,
some
though.
time. I also reached out to a very large number of athletes. Many were unwilling to even talk about urban free flow. I would have loved to have heard a defense of Easy, but unfortunately no one was willing to offer it. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and comment below telling me your earliest memory of discovering parkour. Whether you do parkour or not, I would love to hear it.
Parkour was huge. Parkour was really cool. I think actually, I'd go on the opposite end. I actually think what Easy did was super important for parkour to grow. Because once they realized they didn't need an agency to represent them, they then splintered off and made their own teams which could represent each other, which might not have happened without Easy fucking them that hard. Maybe a necessary evil. Did you ever do parkour? Oh, I tried. Let's resub Logan. I definitely tried to do some parkour. That didn't go very well. Playing devil's advocate? Not really. Dude sucks. Any videos of you doing parkour? I don't think so. And this was back in like middle school for me. That was like before phones could even do video. The Motorola Razr looked like Sasquatch photos.